So the rise of social media in journalism has been, quite big in recent years. How much of an impact has it had on the workload for journalists like yourself?
It's been massive and it's really changed the job. I think even in the 5 years that I've been working, you've seen new social media platforms come around like TikTok and people, taking advantage of them to build themselves a career and a platform. I think it's so important for any journalist these days to be, you know, as au fait as they can with social media and, the ways they can promote their work for it.
And do you think social media has helped in recent years for you maybe to get sources for stories or to reach out to fans for a comment on the stories that you're doing?
Yeah, I think absolutely. It's now easier than ever to get comments from people, like you say. You talk to fans, always have a voice and want their say on social media, so that certainly helps. Of course, you have to be careful with certain sources because not everyone is trustworthy or reliable. But once you've been in the game a few years, you start to build up those sources and those that can be trusted.
And how does it feel as a journalist? Obviously, you're saying everyone can be on social media and be a source. There's almost a sense that also everyone can be a journalist. How does it feel for you as a trained journalist? You've gone through all the training and university and stuff to have maybe to compete with people just typing up random things that maybe aren't sourced.
Yeah, no, that's an interesting point, and it's kind of shows that the traditional norms have sort of gone out the window, and that like you say, anyone can be a journalist, and you shouldn't look down on people for doing that and trying a different route because people can earn great knowledge and experience from just writing from their own social media platforms.
How important is, do you think, for a journalist to adapt in this industry, to take up new platforms like you mentioned TikTok there, and Twitter obviously developing as it is at the moment? How important is that, do you think, to keep up with the trends?
Yeah, I think it's so vital these days, and to be across all platforms, because we've seen like what's happened with Twitter in the last year or so, that these platforms can suddenly disappear, so you don't want to just be focused on one thing. It's best to be a multimedia journalist and be able to have a rounded view of different platforms.
And is it especially important for more local papers like Wokingham Today, Reading Today, to be active all over these different platforms to compete maybe with bigger news outlets?
Yeah, absolutely, because print media unfortunately is declining year on year, so to be web-based is really important, to be as active as you can on social media to gain readers and get readers to trust you, and having that base on social media is so important across a number of platforms.
Brilliant, thank you.